Hello again. My name is Laurie Elmquist, and I've been reading from Where's Burgess? This is the fourth chapter that I'm doing now. Thank you for joining me. And I just want to say before I begin that I'm happy to be here in my home and reading to you on the unceded territories of the Lekwungen peoples. I'm very happy to be here. And I hope you're enjoying the book. So, chapter 4. Watching my mom ride her exercise bike gives me an idea. So far, all Aaron can do is fall over when he takes both feet off the ground. What if it is all about the feeling of pushing hard on the pedals? With an exercise bike, you can't fall over. Mom, can Aaron come over after school? Her t-shirt is sweaty under the armpits. She takes a swig from her water bottle. She pedals faster. Aaron's a friend? Yeah, sure. He can stay for dinner if you like. I don't know if we're that good of friends, I say. It's kind of new. Well, whatever works for you. Can he ride your exercise bike? She wrinkles her forehead. Does he want to ride it? I think so, I say. As long as it's something he wants to do, she says. Aaron slings his blue bathrobe over a chair. Without it, he looks skinny. He has freckles on his long arms. I try not to stare at them, but sometimes when you tell yourself not to stare at something, it's like your eyes have magnets in them. I adjust the seat and push a few buttons. I set the level on 4. He climbs on. Just pedal, I tell him, hard. What about music, he asks. I put on the television and flick it to the channels with music on them. Pump up the volume, he says. I give him something dancey. Mom likes it because it gets her heart rate up. It seems to be working for him too. Aaron's knobby knees are pumping up and down. Do you have any water, he asks? I need to stay hydrated. When I come back with a glass of water, he's going uphill. He's panting and pushing. He's sweating. You want the fan, I ask? Mom sometimes turns it on. Yeah, he says. I'd like to feel the wind in my hair. I'm not sure what I had expected, maybe a few turns around the imaginary block, but Aaron seems to be getting into it. I go and get my pencils. I spread my stuff on the floor and draw comics. It's kind of nice being in Mom's bedroom with the music playing. It isn't so bad being with Aaron either. After a while, I look up. He's doing the cool down, his legs slowing, his eyes are closed. You probably want to keep your eyes open the whole time, I tell him. What for, he says. I mean, when you do the outdoor version, I say. I like the indoor version, he says. No cars to worry about. I didn't know he was worried about cars. Now I do. Do you want to stay for dinner, I ask? He gets off the bike and puts on his bathrobe. I have to go home. Oh, I say. But thanks, he says. It felt good to ride. Any time, I say. Tomorrow, he asks. If it's okay with you. I shrug. Sure. That night, I lie in bed staring at the glow-in-the-dark stars on my ceiling. Usually I fall asleep before they fade, but not tonight. I'm thinking about Burgess and how it was this time last spring that we found him. Dad and I were camping on Salt Spring Island. It was our annual trip, just us two. We took a tent, sleeping bags, wieners, and beans. We wore the same clothes every day, stinking like the campfire. We hiked the trails. Dad said it was forests like these that made him proud to be a firefighter. We were walking along a creek and Dad saw him first. Little brown guy, he said, pointing to him. The frog's body blended in with the mud. He didn't move, even when I stood just a few inches away. I cupped my hands around him and picked him up. His belly was soft and I felt his heart beating. Can I take him home, I asked. He paused. If your mom was here, she'd probably remind us that we aren't supposed to take animals out of their natural habitat. Yeah, I said, but I still want him. Hard to argue with that, he said. I carried him back to the campsite and put him in our cooler. We gave him some rocks and water from a stream so he'd feel at home. It was our last night at camp. I knew I wasn't going to see my dad for a while. He had packed up all his things and they were sitting in a truck outside our house. Mom and he were doing a trial separation, not of divorce. Hated that word, divorce. A trial meant they might get back together after fire season. That night, Dad rubbed his hands together over the campfire. I poked my head out from the tent. We posed with Burgess for a selfie. Those were some good times. I don't usually show you the pictures, but those are the selfies that they took together when they were camping on Salt Spring Island, which is just a little island off Vancouver Island. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you again, I hope. Bye for now.